You kept waiting for the pain to lift, for the clarity to come, for someone to finally say, "It's your turn." But the world moved on, and you stayed, wondering if your wait meant you failed. You compared your timeline to theirs, saw their breakthroughs, their joy, their peace, and believed your silence meant you were broken. But healing isn't a race, it's a return. You mistook stillness for stagnation, believed that if you weren't moving forward, you were failing. But sometimes, the deepest work happens in the quiet. You minimized your endurance, called it just surviving. But surviving when everything in you wanted to collapse, that wasn't weakness. That was quiet heroism. You feared that your delay meant you were forgotten, that your story didn't matter because it wasn't loud. But some stories are written in whispers, and they matter just as much. What if your wait wasn't punishment? What if it was preparation? Not for someone to save you, but for you to finally hear yourself. You've been told to move on, as if healing is a switch you can flip, as if years of holding your breath can be undone with a single breath out. You equate progress with visibility. Believe that if you can't show it, it's not real. But your healing isn't less valid because it's quiet. You've minimized your pain because it didn't fit the story. No dramatic event, no clear cause, just a slow erosion. But invisible wounds still bleed. You fear that if you finally arrive, it'll be too late, that the world won't care. But your healing isn't for applause, it's for your soul. You've been taught that time heals all. But what if time doesn't heal? It reveals. And your wait wasn't empty. It was gathering truth. You've spent so long believing your silence meant you weren't trying. You've forgotten what it means to be seen. Not for your progress, but for your presence. Your wait wasn't wasted. It was sacred. It held you when no one else could. And now, it can teach you what true patience really means. Healing starts not with fixing, but with witnessing. With saying, "I see you. I know you waited. And you were never alone." You don't have to prove your progress. You only need to honor the steps you took, even the ones that led nowhere. They were part of the path. Your stillness wasn't emptiness, it was integration. You were learning to carry your pain without collapsing, and that is not nothing. It is everything. You are allowed to heal at your own pace, to take detours, to rest, to start over. That's not failure. It's faith in your own timing. This isn't about catching up. It's about coming home to the self that waited, endured, and never gave up, even when no one was watching. You don't have to rush your healing. You don't have to justify your pace. You can begin to honor your wait, not as delay, but as devotion. Start by listening to the part of you that still fears being behind, to the child who learned to wait. Honor that patience. Then gently invite it to rest. Your journey matters, not because it's fast, but because it's real, because it carries the truth of your survival and the quiet hope of your freedom. Healing isn't about erasing the weight. It's about understanding it and choosing, for the first time, to see your patience not as lack, but as love. You are not broken. You adapted, and now you can evolve. Not by becoming someone new, but by returning to the self that was always there. You are worthy of healing, not when you're faster, not when you're fixed, but right now, exactly as you are, even in your waiting. If this resonates, you're not alone. For a gentle guide to help you honor your journey, understand your wait, and heal from the inside, explore the link in the description.